up guys, got a new video. Finally! So we're actually going to be building a bike ramp for the very first time. Woo! So excited for this. So there's going to be a few things you're going to need first. Quickly show you guys. So you're going to need a tape measure. This is basically just to measure the lines, measure the distances to cut the actual board. You're going to need a pencil to mark out those lines. Next, we're going to need some screws to obviously, drill into the wood. Get yourself some 8G by 50 millimeters. That's what I'm going to be using today. Chipboard screws. Get about 50 or so. Get yourself a drill, obviously to drill in all those screws. Pretty simple. If you want, get yourself a power drill as well, other than a hand drill. I'm gonna be using the power drill to pre-drill the holes and then use the hand drill to screw in the screws, just to give it that nice clean finish. If you don't have one of those, otherwise just use the hand drill and just screw in the screws. Next, grab yourself some planks, wood planks. I got myself 35 by 70 millimeter planks, 1 meter each, so I got 6. That's 6 meters long. Grab yourself some planks, send them. Next, grab yourself some 18 mil ply. This one is 610 millimeters by 1220 millimeters. So 1.2 meters by 610 mils. Nice thick 18 mil ply. So this is actually going to be the transition that we're going to use for the ramp. We're going to cut 2 sides, this one and the other way. I'll show you guys. Grab yourself some big 18 mil ply. Next bit of material you're going to need is just a nice thin 9 millimeter ply. This one is about the same size, 610 by 1220. There's going to be a pretty small but pretty decent kicker as well. Nice and light, nice and durable, thick as well, strong. Do it the right way. Last but not least, you're going to need yourself a ruler to obviously rule out the lines. Use a bit of woods if you want, a bit of timber. Get a flexy bit of material, whether it's wood, plywood, PVC piping, aluminium. You're going to be basically using this to mark out the curve and the transition of the actual jump. And you can get a big steeper one, a bit more level, whatever's up to you, it's up to you. Alright, first grab yourself that big 18 mil ply. You're going to measure at 1,000 millimeters, so 100 centimeters from the base. And also you want to do it on the other side just to get that nice straight line. You don't want any oblong looking ramps. We're going to use the other 220 mil that you have, basically just to wedge out the ramp from the top. Because think about it, if you have a straight back and you hit it, it's got a high chance of it actually moving. So if you wedge it out a bit, you actually have a lot more stability in the ramp, so you can hit it at higher speeds. For this ramp, I'm going to do an 18-inch ramp because since it's not too big, it's only about 610, 620 mil. You don't want the ramp being too, obviously obstruct. So I'm just going to do an 18-inch, which is about 45 centimeters. I'm just going to mark that point. So you also want to measure about 2.5 inches from this bottom part right here, which is about roughly about 6.5 centimeters or so. 65 mil. That's basically just to give it that, so when you're putting on your actual transition 9 millimeter ply, it sits flush to the ground, so there isn't like a step up that you have to hit up onto it. It won't feel nice and comfortable and smooth. You're just going to want to have to put a second screw just a little bit further down. And then you're going to grab your material that you've chosen to use to make your transition. Because I've got the screw in this side and the 2 screws here holding the points, you can actually pull it in the middle to create that transition bend. I reckon that looks pretty good, not too big, not too mellow. And once you found that spot, put that screw in and score it with your marker. At this point you actually want to score a line in for the wedge in the back. So you go to the top of your marker, and then to the bottom corner, the bottom right corner of your board. So now we're looking pretty good if you can see that. We've got a bit of scorage and a bit of cutting to do. Send. Alright, so now we're going to use the jigsaw to start cutting. If you guys have a saw as well, you can use that. And next you want to grab your piece, you want to basically flip it over, so you want to mark it on the other side of your board for the identical, and just with the same, cut it out again, jigsaw saw. Alright, so after you've cut your 2 side walls of your actual ramp, you can start to see it coming together. So the next step is to actually cut the wooden planks. to figure out the size that we're actually going to cut it at, you want to measure the width of your 9mm ply, 590, and you want to minus away the thickness of your 18mm. So 18mm times 2 is 36, minus that of 590, it's about 554mm. Here I'm pre-drilling the holes just to make it easier for when I screw them in. And then next I'm going to be screwing them in. As you can see, it takes a lot of precision and accuracy. But since I pre-drilled the holes, I'm just going to make it a lot quicker and a lot easier. Alright, so my camera actually died for the last step, but I quickly charged it and brought it back out for the last bit. What you're going to do is grab your 9mm ply, get on top of it with your knees. You might hear a bit of cracking. That's basically just molding to the shape of the ramp. You want to draw lines where your slats actually lie, so while you're drilling into them, you're not drilling into nothing. You want to put 3 sets of screws in each plank, so one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. Do that for all your planks all the way down, and yeah, that's basically your ramp completed. Well, that's it. Yeah, stand up.